So, the girls
tuning in today.
So, welcome to this is a new segment we're going to introduce. We're being like reporter fish, reporter tease. This is like the Crimson Report. Oh, I like that. Oh, it might be that. Or it might be like the girls
Crimson
talking.
Gazette. The Crimson Times.
The Crimson Times. Oh, okay.
That one has a nice ring.
We might get sued though. So the Crimson Report for now.
Listen, the New York does not have the rights over the word time.
The girls. So this is where we talk about the current things, what's going on in the world today, trying to keep up with the Kardashians, trying to keep up keep up with the girls. So, sister, let's talk about the sensation and the train wreck that has been Miss Gabbie Hanna.
Lord, where do we even begin?
Mess.
So, I mean, yes, mess.
Let's just preface this by saying we don't indulge nobody sending this girl, hey, yaga, all that stuff. However, she put her life in the public opinion, so as reviewers, we're going to talk about
and as regular viewers, we also are able to form our own opinion. Mm-hmm. We also recognize here on this channel that Miss Hanna may have some mental syndrome disorders that she's living with, and they're diagnosed, and there's also some speculation that maybe her medications are acting her crazy. But let's be real, we can smell a shady person.
We smell a stunt. We smell a stunt queen.
Right.
I smell a stunt
queen.
Queen.
Even with all of this in the world, baseline personality, I don't see anything good.
Now, our other big sister, Trisha Paytas,
Miss Paytas,
is a mother-tucking disaster all the time.
Yeah, but Miss Thing, I've been watching her, or I've been aware of her for a very long time.
Right, but at least, and I might be ignorantly like guilty of this, but like I like Trisha because she's like a clown, but we know what we're getting all the time. Like, and sometimes she's ignorantly like blissful about it. And I feel like it's wrong. Like, the time that she was like, well, it wasn't wrong. It was just, she very ignorantly, like, stated her opinion about, like, a politic view, I think, on the president or whatever. But then she was like, just kidding. That wasn't me. So it's like, okay. Then she came out as trans. And I'm not here to police nobody's gender. But I was like,
I'm not here to police anything either. But I'll just say this. Trisha Paytas has mastered the dumb blonde outlook. The, what? Oh,
mind you, Trisha has done all this, and we're still watching. Meanwhile, I've vaguely heard about Gabbie Hanna, and I already don't like her.
Listen, all of these motherfuckers do not get my view. They do not get my subscriberships. They don't get any of that. I mean, granted, I do follow T channels, but listen, especially when these people start profiting off of doing crazy shit. Because with Gabbie, it's like, yes, you're living and standing behind this mental disorder that you're having, or when you're not mentally well, but it's like you're also putting it off and trying to imply that like it's in a way able to excuse the bad behavior, and that's not okay.
Which I also want to ask you, because I was watching her video with you, and I want to ask you what you think about this. So she said, and I quote, I knew she was going to leak it. So, my question for you, sister, if you feel like I'm being super shady and we have problems and we have all this, and you feel like I'm going to leak our conversation that we're about to have, are you going to have that conversation with me?
Here's the thing. The whole context of this, too, is that they had the conversation a year prior. The conversation actually happened in 2020. And she's living in this fear that she's going to leak the phone call. It's like, but you gave her permission to record the phone call.
One.
And then secondly, it's like, if you were really so afraid and wanted to, pull the first punch, it's like, you had all the time in the world to drop anything you wanted. But now when everything is kind of put out into light and you're also trying to show your receipts, it's literally the same thing that we've already seen through Jesse. And it's still not painting you in a good light.
And then when she says other comments like, she quite literally threatened me. It's kind of like...
I mean...
She quite literally. So she went up
just
to you and was gonna box you, girl. Yeah.
She's just pulling a Karen. She threatens my life, my livelihood. And it's like, girl, she threatened to slap you in the face if you continue to antagonize her. Listen, in certain parts of the country,
Miami, girl. We different.
Yeah. If someone's saying they're gonna come fight me, punch me, you better roll up and do it.
No, we're from Miami because of the fact that she said, if you come around me again, I'm going to punch you, girl. Like
that was.
I understood that she said, hey, sister, maybe don't come around me because I might knock you.
This is pushing someone to the point where they cannot reason with you no more, so they gotta punch you in your face.
So then Miss Gabbie keeps on talking about something.
But she won't let that go.
So this is where you can, because you are the judge of reason on our show. So when you say, when she said she was very manipulative, but then you were telling me about some facts where she's pulled a suicidal stunt. So it's like,
yeah, I mean, I never want to ever, invalidate somebody who's feeling so low in their life or they would contemplate something like that.
Come on.
And I don't ever want to imply, well, to prove it, do it. Like, that's a terrible message. However, in context, you have to look at when they're saying this.
One.
And I've watched the whole phone call through Jesse's side. Mm-hmm. And in that point of the conversation, she was already floundering to come up with answers because, again, Jesse was talking about certain things and she's like, well, I was feeling and you're attacking me and your followers, well, it got me feeling suicidal. And I'm like, that just seems like you're trying to weaponize that to insinuate guilt. And then remember,
very important,
because the PTSD of the situation was causing her to cry like a normal person.
Right.
She is Gabbie's the first one to be like, well, she's weaponizing her tears to try
and
manipulate us with her emotions or whatever. And it's like, but you're the only one saying that.
Also, if you're going to be the judge of saying, oh, I'm allowed to now interpret how you're using your emotions, then are we not allowed to do the same thing to you and how you just did that with the suicidal thing?
There's a saying out there for narcissists or for whoever the type of person this is, where it's like criminals will see crime everywhere. So it's like someone guilty of emotional manipulation will try to look for the emotional manipulation everywhere else, and it's
that's a gag within a gag.
And she's quick to call people her abuser, her narcissistic abuser, whatever.
Oh my god, her favorite word is abuser and abuse. And let me tell you, I personally and that's very problematic. But like, for her to be using like that word,
buzzwords at this point, because everyone loves to use those
girl
words.
abuse. She abused, because at one point she was like, oh, she abused me. I'm over here thinking that this lady like physically has like called her and like did this and like blew up her, and then literally her whole arguments at times come from this saying, I'm upset that she liked this tweet.
Like,
bitch, I'm not no bitch to give a fuck what you liked, what you didn't like, who you like, when you retweeted, when you untweeted. That's not my business. What other people do. Listen, RuPaul done told me the one thing that I will take with me forever. What other people think about you is none of your business. Why do you care? Let's say me and you are getting into a beef. Even if you did like, oh, this fat nasty hoe, and you like that tweet. Girl, I might get you behind the scenes. I'm gonna be like, Miss Thing, I know you did not just shade me.
Right, by liking this tweet.
What do you mean? But like, when you put it out there in the public, and then again, let me just start by saying this. This girl already looks like a whole mess because all she do, she put it online. She feels some type of way, she put it online. She'll blast you about it and she'll put it online. Then she'll declare that she's defending herself by like digging herself in it deeper. So it's like, how are you defending yourself by doing all that?
My thing is, like, even amidst all of that, like, you refuse to read the other person's messages when they're trying to have a dialogue with you. That's too long. I didn't want to read that.
I'm sorry.
And then also,
not I didn't want to read it.
Like, come on, girl. It's just too much. Like, and then again, like when you dissect every single thing, and then you had to sit there and then edit it, and then had the nerve to be like, well, I have the screenshots, I have the proof.
Remember what she said?
Too much evidence, not putting it. I'm gonna put it in the video. What was it about in the series? Isn't this video part of the series? Like,
also she called that Jessie girl her abuser, which I'm like, So didn't you get into this whole thing because you like denied the actual abuser of this lady, and you out here talking about now she's the abuser? Isn't that a little bit problematic?
Listen, I know it's
because girl,
pointing the finger, and let me tell you,
there's always 4 pointing back at you. Your thumb is included, bitch. Like,
right?
Like,
all I can always is that you could tell the type of person she is just based off of this. Even if me and you, for example, had a falling out, and a year later, and then something terrible happens to you. And I managed to run into the person that did that horrible thing to you. And I was like, hey, you're a human being.
Let me listen to you.
Tell me in great detail.
No, ma'am. You
about what happened.
was never my friend.
Maybe not in great detail, but still tell me about it.
You was never my friend. You was never my friend. I cannot do that, and especially because you're a girl to me. So like, I feel like
you're a girl to me.
You're right to me.
I'm an enigma.
You're right. You're a mysterious acclamation of the world. But like, there are certain gender norms that, like, it is more likely for me to believe. I'll believe both, but it's like it's a different situation when a woman says it, because it's been proven time and time again that yes, women can lie about stuff, but the majority of the times they were not lying, and them boys did that to them.
And she was the quick one to be like, oh, people in my place lie, so she's, haha, let me go get the popcorn. It's like, even if you weren't friends then, it's still like, girl.
It's also one of those topics, I would not key about you. This is also like, and we're not going to get too in depth with it because we're already talking about this girl too long. And if you were in that situation, me being your friend, I still do not see myself in a place where I would question you and go to the person that you said was the abuser and be like, let me listen to you. Because all that shows me is that I'm willing to risk my loyalty with you, risk my friendship with you, and risk the intimacy that we've provided through times and intimate actions just so I can literally, no tea, no shade, be a clout chaser.
It's a social climbing thing. And honestly, it's
let me talk to him because he got more followers than you. Girl,
what's the point of even trying to catch him in a lie when he already pleaded guilty?
Oh, she did say that. She was like, oh, but I was trying to be investigative
he
fish.
I wasn't guilty already. So what is there to lie about?
But she trying to be the mystery ink machine.
Well, I was trying to see if he was telling things around the street. Otherwise, it's like, girl,
Miss Gabbie, we're going to wrap this up and basically summarize it with this.
Get different medication. Please get some help. Get off the internet and start journaling. Reevaluate your behavior.
On top of all of that, you need to stop acting like you are the mystery ink girl. You cannot be jinkies this whole... Like,
you can't keep inserting your nose into anything. And I'm not even reading you about your nose.
Literally, like, girl, you look how you look, that's fine. Like...
Empowerment.
Like,
you're being nosy.
Literally, and no pun intended, but like...
You're inserting yourself
and she's
in
also doing this
trauma.
thing where she's putting... You know how she just came out with this 4-part series calling all these people out.
Girl, we didn't even talk about the food situation.
I don't have enough time, and I'm literally going to summarize it with this.
Like and subscribe for part 2.
Because honestly, we could go on all day.